Our top stories tonight: ANC and EFF supporters clash as Julius Malema hits the campaign trail in KwaZulu-Natal. More than 300 firefighters from around the country are off to Canada to help fight wildfires. This is eNews Direct Weekend Edition. Good evening, I'm Amy McIver.
And I'm Brandon Barges. Good evening. You can comment on any of our stories by following us on Facebook and Twitter at eNews Direct.
Well, you can check our content on our website, eNCA.com/direct. Political tensions have resulted in a violent standoff between ANC and EFF supporters at eSegaleni in KwaZulu-Natal. The EFF was campaigning in the ANC stronghold today. It just so happened that ANC supporters had also gathered not far from the EFF rally.
Violent exchanges between African National Congress and Economic Freedom Fighters supporters, prompting police to intervene and break up the clashes. The governing party claims this area was reserved for its campaign rally, saying the EFF had no permission to use the venue for its gathering.
Him coming here to accuse us is not correct, because we are not there with them. We are here in our own historic site, which is our memorial arc. We do not know those accusations anyway, and we can't speak about them because we do not know. But what we have learned is that they never had a permission to hold a rally in the public area.
But it seems the standoff did not deter Julius Malema from delivering his message. In his address, he accused the ANC of being threatened by the existence of the EFF. Malema also weighed in on Senzo Mchunu's resignation, saying the former premier was let go because he couldn't allow corruption to happen under his watch.
ANC hate black people. That's why they throw stones at black people at the taxi rank. They want to damage, they want to injure the innocent people at the taxi rank. So you must punish them on the 3rd of August.
Malema believes the EFF enjoys great support in KwaZulu-Natal. He's adamant the party will do well at the polls.
Well, COPE has launched its local government election manifesto in Mokwakwaila village, Limpopo. The party says it's made a conscious decision to present its election promises in a rural area. It says rural communities face hardships and the government often considers them last, if at all. The Congress of the People has not done well at the polls following internal power squabbles. After the 2014 election, the party was left with only 3 seats in Parliament, down from its maiden 30 seats in 2009. The PAC says it's the only political party able to give South Africans real power. It launched its election manifesto in Attridgeville, Pretoria earlier today. The party's seen a decline in support and funding because of internal battles. It now has only 1 seat in Parliament. Last year, the IEC refused to allocate funds to the PAC because factional battles resulted in the party having 2 leaders. The North Gauteng High Court has since ordered the IEC to recognise Luthando Mbinda as the official party leader for the sake of the elections. In other news, 14 suspects will appear in court next week for allegedly defrauding the social grant system. They were nabbed in what the South African Social Security Agency is calling its biggest bust yet.
2.3 million rand stolen from the social grant system. And now 14 people have been arrested by the Hawks.
The suspects are all facing charges of fraud. And they are suspects that have been arrested are from the SASSA, the officials from SASSA. We have people that have been arrested that are from the CPS, that is a company that was contracted to SASSA. And then we have people from the public that have been arrested.
8 of those arrested are SASSA employees. They're part of a larger probe into close to 5,000 cases of social grant fraud, amounting to 34.7 million rand.
We first picked up that grants were captured and verified in one particular region, and then the second part of the transaction with the enrollment, the issuing of the card, would happen in the Western Cape. And in between that, those 2 pillars, we found the allegedly fraudulent copies of identity documentation that had been scanned in for the purpose of the payment of the fraudulent social grant money.
This is the first time arrests have been made on a 3-tier basis, with a mastermind, some middlemen and SASSA employees being arrested in one operation. More arrests are expected in the future. Hiladi Situsa, Cape Town.
Lily Mine will resume operations on June 1st after a major cash investment by a Canadian company. Operations at the Barberton mine in Mpumalanga stopped in February after a huge cave-in closed the entrance to the 13 levels underground. To date, 3 workers remain trapped underground and are presumed dead. Mine management says the 371 million rand investment is for a 2-month period, but NUM says the mine should first recover the 3 workers. An unusual initiative has been launched in Cape Town to tackle racism. The organisers are using exercise as a way of bringing people together, and those who've taken part in the relay walk have spoken out about their hopes and fears.
Taking the fight against racism in their stride. Participants at the inaugural relay against racism walked around the Vecheskraal Stadium 22 times, each lap representing a year of our democracy. Organizers say they are using exercise to make a statement.
We want to unite human beings and South Africans. We want to unite them and say there is no such thing as racism.
The initiative has the backing of the city of Cape Town.
I've become colorblind, and so I think that this racism relay is a wonderful way also to foster and instill in our children, especially those young minds, to shape and nurture them into becoming colorblind.
Some of those taking part are worried that incidents of racism are a sign that the country is not dealing with it.
Racism in South Africa is also an economic question. That people with dark skins, with black skins, are poorer than people with white skins. And until we address that inequality, maybe racism is going to persist.
Racism, it mustn't be in South Africa. South Africa is a free country. We've done that long time in the past. Now why we bring it back in the future?
Organizers plan to make this anti-racism walk an annual event. Bongatlane, Cape Town.
More than 300 local firefighters are off to Canada to help fight wildfires. The team of young men and women from across the country leaves tomorrow. The fires are said to have covered about 500,000 hectares of land, and the South Africans say they're more than ready to assist.
Staying in high spirits, these firefighters are probably embarking on their toughest assignment to date. They've been enlisted to help put out wildfires that continue to destroy thousands of hectares of forest and vegetation in Canada. Among them is 23-year-old Nomaphelo Mdai from Fort Beaufort in the Eastern Cape. She's been putting out fires since 2013, and this is her first mission abroad.
Mdai
and her colleagues say they signed up for the mission because they are eager to help.
I can say we are heroes because we're going to that country to help fight the and forest fires. As we are a team like this combined, we have the strength.
The team, which is not familiar with conditions in Canada, has been prepared for what to expect when they get overseas.
One of the first things obviously we had to do was to customize and familiarize our firefighters with the conditions in Canada, with the type of equipment they use, with the type of fires they would be expecting there.
The wildfires in Canada have been more intense this year due to reduced snowfall in the winter.
It's clear we need a lot of support. This fire, which started at a couple of hectares, has now grown to 500,000 hectares. So it's an incredibly large area that's burning right now. Fortunately, it's away from populated areas, but we're still losing our forests, and we need help in bringing a stop to it.
The South Africans will spend a month in Canada. Malungelo Pui, Magaliesburg.
And news from around the world now. The World Health Organization has rejected a call from 152 health experts to postpone the Rio Games over fears the Zika virus will turn it into the Olympics of brain-damaged babies. In a letter, the scientists say Zika has far more serious medical consequences than first thought, and that the health emergency contains many uncertainties. But the WHO says suspending or moving the Olympics will not significantly alter the spread of the mosquito-borne virus. And staying in Brazil, where protesters are demanding justice after the reported gang rape of a 16-year-old girl. Police are hunting for 30 suspects who were filmed during the attack in a video that went viral before the Twitter account was suspended. The incident has renewed fears of violence during the Olympics. Well, for these stories and more, go to eNCA.com/direct or follow us on Twitter and Facebook at eNews Direct. Well, after the break, celebrity chefs share their secrets to get your kitchen really cooking. Celebrity chefs are revealing the latest trends that'll get your kitchen cooking. They're appearing at this year's Good Food and Wine show, where they'll be sharing some of their secrets. Here's a sneak preview.
It's back. A whole new and improved Good Food and Wine show. Under the theme Fresh, this year's culinary event is all about sustainability and taking care of our planet.
What is unique this year about the Good Food and Wine?
So we put together experiences, exhibitors, new areas where people can try, taste, smell, and have a 360-degree food and wine experience. This is one of the examples. For example, this is an installation.
This looks very interesting. What is it?
Yeah, we wanted to give people a scent of Cape Town. The smell should bring you back memories about the best food you tasted when you were young.
Dubbed Africa's largest foodie event, the Good Food and Wine show encourages visitors to roll up their sleeves and get creative. With a range of interactive classes and experiences, and of course, a chance to meet some of your favorite South African celebrity chefs.
You're such a big name at the Good Food and Wine year after year. What brings you back?
I think it's the people. I think it's the people that support me and my career. What brings me back is I love seeing all the gorgeous stands. I like seeing how people have grown. Like Willow Creek Olive Oil, for instance, they started as this tiny little thing. Pesto Princess is this tiny little thing. They're international brands now. And I love it. I love it because I love to cook.
I'm so excited, and I'm in such good company with chefs like George and Adriano and Jenny. I think there's a huge trend in consciousness about what we're eating and where our food comes from and healthy eating, and so I'm really excited to be part of the Wellness Theatre at this year's Good Food and Wine show.
And what secrets will chefs be revealing this year?
I want to show them that vegetables can be exciting. I'm a meat eater, but I want to show that, well, meat is so expensive these days, but we need the protein. So I want to show them that with lots of vegetables and a little bit of meat, no one's even going to know that you're hoodwinking them.
So whether you're a veggie or a meat eater, this year's Good Food and Wine show seems to have a little bit of everything for everyone. Tanya Neft, Cape Town.
Well, that's your entertainment news for tonight. After the break, Candice has your detailed weather report.
It's a quiet weather weekend across South Africa with no rainfall in the forecast. We're expecting sunny conditions across South Africa on Sunday, with light berg winds resulting in warm weather over the western and southern parts, and warm weather continues for KwaZulu-Natal and the Lowveld, but with a bit of cloud expected in the southwest. It's a chilly start to the day in KwaZulu-Natal. Comrades, runners and supporters can expect a temperature of 7 degrees at the start line with a light west-northwesterly wind. It'll be a dry Sunday, and by the time that runners reach Durban, we can expect a maximum temperature of 26 degrees with a northeasterly wind of up to 20 kilometers per hour. Here's that sunny and warm weather throughout KwaZulu-Natal with highs in the middle and upper 20s. You'll see a similar day for the Eastern Cape with maximum temperatures in the upper 20s along the coast and for the adjacent lying interior, as well as over the western part of the province. Sunny and warm for George at 28 degrees. We can expect a mostly sunny day for Cape Town at 24, with some cloud expected mainly over the southwestern part part of the province. Alexander Bay tops 32 degrees, warm for Uppington at 27. A bit cooler as we head further east though, with highs in the low 20s. You'll see a mild afternoon for the Free State with a chilly start of the day. A few of those minimum temperatures hovering around freezing. Highs head into the low 20s for the northwest with a sunny Sunday in store. We stick with that fine and dry weather as we head towards Limpopo, Zenine at 23. And in Mpumalanga, we can expect sunny weather with a warm day for Bombela and Skokuza, but with highs heading into the low 20s as we head further west. We're forecasting fine and mild weather for Gauteng. Quite a cold start to the day, especially for Vereniging at 2, with a high of 22 degrees for Johannesburg and Pretoria at 24. Our extended forecast takes us into Monday, where you'll see that dry weather continuing across the country. Still warm along the Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal coast, but we'll start to see a bit of cloud moving in from the west on Tuesday, and things remain dry still on Tuesday with a cold front arriving on Wednesday. That's all from the Weather Centre for now. Enjoy your night.
Recapping tonight's top stories, the ANC and EFF supporters clash as Julius Malema hits the campaign trail in KwaZulu-Natal. More than 300 firefighters from around the country are off to Canada to help fight wildfires. Well, that's a wrap from the eNews Direct team for tonight.